Discussion on verses 1 to 9 of 9. This chapter opens by highlighting certain harmful traits and behaviors that a person must avoid, as they inevitably lead to stress, hardship, and difficulties in both this world and the hereafter. These characteristics disrupt mental and spiritual balance, distort priorities, and prevent one from using their blessings in ways that are pleasing to Allah, the Exalted. By recognizing and avoiding such traits, a person can maintain clarity, stability, and harmony in life, while preparing responsibly for their accountability on the Day of Judgment. Chapter 104 Al-Humazah, verse 1.
Woe to every slanderer and backbiter.
In general, it is crucial to understand that the divine guidance provided by Allah, the Exalted, throughout history has been a complete framework for life, addressing every circumstance a person may face, whether related to worldly matters, personal responsibilities, or religious obligations, and guiding how they use the blessings granted to them. This guidance ensures that individuals act in ways that are pleasing to Allah, the Exalted, while simultaneously fulfilling the rights of other people. Sadly, many people mistakenly assume that fulfilling obligations to Allah, the Exalted, such as performing the required prayers, is sufficient, and that they do not need to consider the rights of others. This misunderstanding often results in mistreatment, oppression, and injustice, which can corrode society from within. Islam, however, encompasses both the rights of Allah, the Exalted, and the rights of humanity, making it clear that one cannot neglect the rights of people without consequence. The consequences of ignoring the rights of others are severe and unavoidable in the hereafter. A hadith in Sahih Muslim, number 6579, warns that those who oppress or wrong others will be required to compensate for their victims' losses on Judgment Day. If necessary, they will carry the burden of the victim's wrongs until justice is fully served. Even those who fulfill the rights of Allah, the Exalted, but neglect the rights of people, may face punishment in hell on Judgment Day. This illustrates the inextricable link between personal accountability, justice, and ethical conduct toward others. Therefore, to avoid such a fate, a person must strive to uphold both the rights of Allah, the Exalted, and the rights of others. Doing so brings inner peace, balance of mind and body, and the ability to correctly prioritize and manage all aspects of life. Beyond the individual level, this commitment fosters justice, harmony, and security within society, demonstrating that personal piety and social responsibility are inseparable components of a truly righteous life. Chapter 104 Al-Humazah, verse 1.
Woe to every slanderer and backbiter.
In a hadith found in Sahih Muslim, number 6593, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, clarified the true nature of backbiting and slander. Backbiting occurs when a person speaks about someone in their absence in a manner that the individual would dislike, even if the statement is entirely true. Slander, however, is even more severe, for it involves attributing to someone something that is not true at all. Although these sins are usually committed through speech, they can also be carried out through gestures, expressions, or any form of communication that conveys the same harmful meaning. Both actions are counted among the major sins, and the Holy Quran illustrates their ugliness with a powerful image. Chapter 49 Al-Hujurat, verse 12.
And do not spy or backbite each other. Would one of you like to eat the flesh of his brother when dead? You would detest it.
It is essential to understand that these sins are more dangerous than many sins committed directly between a person and Allah, the Exalted. Sins committed against Allah can be forgiven through sincere repentance, for His mercy is vast. However, sins committed against another person, such as backbiting and slander, are not forgiven until the victim forgives the offender. If the victim does not pardon them, then on the Day of Judgment, the wrongdoer will be held accountable in a frightening manner. Their good deeds will be transferred to the person they harmed, and if their good deeds are exhausted, the sins of the victim will be placed upon them until justice is fully established. This process may ultimately lead to the wrongdoer being thrown into hell. This reality is confirmed in a hadith found in Sahih Muslim, number 6579, where the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, described the truly bankrupt person of the hereafter as the one who harmed others through speech and behavior. There are only a few circumstances in which mentioning someone's faults is permissible. One example is when a person warns another about genuine harm, such as alerting them to a dishonest business partner or an abusive individual. Another example is when a person seeks justice or resolution through a third party, such as in a legal case or when seeking advice from someone qualified to help. Outside of these limited exceptions, backbiting and slander remain prohibited and spiritually destructive. A person can protect themselves from these sins by adopting several practical measures. First, they should learn about the severe consequences of backbiting and slander, both in this world and the next. Knowledge restrains the tongue and softens the heart. Second, a person should only speak words they would be comfortable saying directly to the individual concerned, knowing that the person would not be offended. Third, a person should speak about others in the same manner they would want others to speak about them, for fairness and empathy are essential qualities of good character. Finally, a person should focus on correcting their own faults. When someone sincerely works on self-improvement, they naturally become less interested in exposing the faults of others. A person should also avoid the company of habitual backbiters and slanderers. Such individuals create division, spread negativity, and will eventually speak ill of those who associate with them. Instead, a person should gently advise others against these sins whenever it is safe to do so. They should not accept or believe gossip, for most rumors are either entirely false or mixed with distortions and exaggerations. Rather, they should defend the honor of others in their absence, just as they would hope others would defend them. The one who behaves in this manner will be protected from the hellfire by Allah, the Exalted. This has been advised in a hadith found in Jami at Tirmidhi, number 1931. A person should also avoid allowing gossip to influence their behavior toward others. Instead, they should treat people according to justice, fairness, and the teachings of Islam, not according to rumors. Finally, a person must not be deceived by the fact that backbiting and slander have become normalized in society. The widespread nature of a sin does not reduce its seriousness in the sight of Allah, the Exalted, nor does the wrongdoing of others justify committing the same wrongdoing. No judge in this world would accept such an excuse, so how could a person expect Allah, the Exalted, the Judge of Judges, to accept it? Allah, the Exalted, then warns that the one who does not respect the dignity of others will often adopt other negative traits, such as greed. Chapter 104 Al-Humazah, verses 1-2.
Woe to every slanderer and backbiter, who collects wealth and continuously counts it.
Sharing the blessings one has been granted with others is an essential manifestation of sincerity and righteousness. When a person adopts greed, hoarding wealth or resources instead of distributing them, they fail to fulfill the rights of others. This behavior not only harms individuals, but also contributes to the spread of corruption and injustice within society. Moreover, the one who withholds their blessings can expect a similar response from Allah, the Exalted, as warned in a hadith found in Sahih Muslim, number 2376. Generosity draws a person closer to Allah, the Exalted, brings them nearer to paradise, strengthens their relationships with people, and distances them from hell, whereas stinginess has the opposite effect, distancing a person from Allah, paradise, and the goodwill of others while bringing them closer to hell, as highlighted in a hadith found in Jami at Tirmidhi, number 1961. The generous person fulfills the rights of Allah, the Exalted, and of humanity, by using their blessings according to the guidance of Islamic teachings. This conduct ensures a balanced mental and physical state, proper prioritization of responsibilities and relationships, and adequate preparation for accountability on the Day of Judgment. By practicing generosity, they also earn respect and love from others, while contributing to justice and peace in society. In contrast, the stingy person neglects these duties, allowing greed to dictate the misuse of their blessings. This leads to disarray in their mental and physical state, misplacement of priorities, and insufficient preparation for their accountability on the Day of Judgment. Such behavior results in stress, challenges, and hardships, despite any material comforts they may possess. Furthermore, their failure to fulfill the rights of others breeds animosity and distrust, perpetuating injustice and corruption both within their immediate environment and in the wider society. Thus, generosity is not only an act of obedience to Allah, the Exalted, but also a practical means of achieving tranquility and balance in this life and preparing for success in the next, while stinginess undermines personal, social, and spiritual well-being. One of the most misguided attitudes of those consumed by greed is the false belief that wealth and possessions can secure a lasting legacy or immortality. Chapter 104 Al-Humazah, verse 3.
He thinks that his wealth will make him immortal.
Greedy individuals often fail to recognize that history is full of wealthy and ambitious people, whose names have faded into obscurity because their lives were dominated by selfish pursuits. Their wealth, hoarded without proper use or sharing, provided no enduring benefit either to themselves or to others. Wealth alone cannot create true remembrance or guarantee peace in either this world or the next. Rather than chasing a fleeting reputation through material accumulation, a person should focus on leaving a legacy that nurtures peace of mind, balance, and purpose. Such a legacy involves using blessings wisely, maintaining mental and physical equilibrium, and placing all aspects of life, relationships, responsibilities, and resources in their proper place. Islam teaches that a meaningful legacy extends beyond material possessions. Righteous deeds, acts of charity, and knowledge passed to others are forms of sending blessings forward to the hereafter. This is exemplified in the hadith found in Sahih Muslim, number 4223, which states that a person continues to earn reward for beneficial actions even after death, such as establishing ongoing charity. This encourages every individual to dedicate themselves, not only to immediate acts of obedience, but also to creating something that will continue to benefit others after they depart from this world. Opinions among scholars also emphasize that leaving a good legacy is a holistic endeavor. Some stress the importance of nurturing moral and spiritual values in family and community, ensuring that one's influence endures through guidance and education. Others highlight material contributions, such as building institutions, schools, hospitals, or funding projects that serve society long-term. Both approaches converge on the principle that a true legacy benefits both the individual in the hereafter and society in the present. Sadly, many people remain preoccupied with amassing wealth and possessions for personal gain, neglecting to create any lasting impact that aligns with divine guidance. This neglect is compounded by the illusion that there is always more time to plan a legacy, yet death often arrives unexpectedly. Islam emphasizes urgency and self-reflection, urging individuals to evaluate what they will leave behind and to act today, rather than postpone preparation for the hereafter. A person who leaves behind beneficial deeds and contributions, whether through charity, education, or moral guidance, praises Allah, the Exalted, for the opportunity to do so. Conversely, those who leave behind only material wealth without righteousness fail to benefit themselves or others and risk missing the rewards promised in the hereafter. Every person must ask themselves a fundamental question: what is the legacy they are leaving behind? This reflection is not only a measure of worldly influence, but also a gauge of spiritual preparedness, as the quality of one's legacy can determine the peace, honor, and reward they receive in both worlds. Acting on this reflection ensures that one's life becomes a source of enduring good, creating a legacy that continues to benefit others while drawing them closer to Allah, the Exalted. Those who allow their worldly desires, particularly greed, to dominate their behavior persist in disobeying Allah, the Exalted, by misusing the blessings He has granted them. This misuse of resources and opportunities prevents them from achieving a balanced mental and physical state, causing disorder in every aspect of their lives. Their family, friends, career, and wealth, rather than being sources of support and fulfillment, become constant sources of stress and anxiety. Over time, their inability to use their blessings properly may lead them to place blame on others, such as their spouse or close companions, for the pressures they experience. In doing so, they may isolate those who are truly good in their lives, further amplifying feelings of emptiness, despair, and instability. In extreme cases, this trajectory can contribute to mental health challenges, including depression, substance abuse, and even suicidal thoughts. These patterns are observable in many individuals who have abundant wealth or fame, yet remain spiritually and emotionally unfulfilled, despite enjoying worldly luxuries. Their attachment to material possessions and disregard for the proper use of blessings prevents them from preparing for their accountability on Judgment Day. Consequently, the consequences they face in the hereafter are far more severe. Chapter 104 Al-Humazah, verses 3-9.
He thinks that his wealth will make him immortal. No. He will surely be thrown into the crusher. And what can make you know what is the crusher? It is the fueled fire of Allah, which mounts directed at the hearts. Indeed, hellfire will be closed down upon them in extended columns.
Islamic teachings describe the realities of the hereafter, including the Day of Judgment and hell, with striking clarity to counteract the false beliefs and dismissive attitudes that prevailed among previous nations. Many of these peoples belittled the existence of the hereafter, and even mocked it, relying on wishful thinking to justify their persistent disobedience to Allah, the Exalted. They assumed they could continue in sin while still attaining salvation, creating dangerous misconceptions that compromised their understanding of accountability. These false assumptions took various forms, such as relying solely on the intercession of a righteous person without making personal reform, believing that merely professing faith verbally would ensure salvation, presuming that excuses and repentance would be automatically accepted on Judgment Day regardless of one's actions, or thinking that the punishments of the hereafter would be comparable to the limited punishments of this world. To correct these misconceptions, Islamic teachings present vivid depictions of the hereafter, emphasizing both its rewards and punishments. These descriptions are intended not to instill fear or despair for their own sake, but to awaken hearts to the reality of human accountability, and motivate sincere and practical obedience to Allah, the Exalted. True obedience involves using the blessings granted in ways that please Him, as outlined in the Holy Quran and the traditions of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. By internalizing these teachings, individuals are protected from complacency and false hope, gaining awareness of the serious consequences of misusing their time, wealth, and abilities. This guidance encourages them to live with sincerity, to balance their mental and physical state, and to prioritize everything and everyone in their lives according to divine wisdom. In doing so, they are able to safeguard themselves from punishment, attain success in both worlds, and develop a life marked by discipline, accountability, and peace of mind. A person's true benefit in this world and the hereafter comes from sincerely embracing and actively following the teachings of Islam, even when doing so challenges personal desires or inclinations. This commitment is similar to that of a disciplined and thoughtful patient who trusts the advice of a skilled physician, knowing that the prescribed treatment, though sometimes difficult, bitter, or restrictive, is essential for long-term health and well-being. Likewise, a person who submits to the guidance of Allah, the Exalted, attains spiritual fulfillment, mental clarity, physical balance, and the ability to organize every blessing, responsibility, and relationship in their life appropriately. This is because Allah, the Exalted, alone possesses complete and perfect knowledge of human nature and the universe. He knows exactly what is required for a person to achieve mental, physical, and spiritual equilibrium. Human knowledge, no matter how advanced, is inherently limited. Despite extensive research in medicine, psychology, and social sciences, humans cannot solve every problem, prevent all forms of stress, or ensure complete stability and order in life. Human judgment is restricted by incomplete experience, limited observation, and personal bias. In contrast, Allah the Exalted has absolute and comprehensive knowledge of all things. Out of His infinite wisdom and mercy, He has provided guidance for a balanced and harmonious life through the Holy Quran and the teachings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Observing those who follow this guidance compared to those who ignore it reveals a clear contrast. The former live with stability, sound judgment, and harmony in their affairs, while the latter experience confusion, imbalance, and inner unrest. Just as a patient may trust a doctor without fully understanding the science behind a prescription, Allah, the Exalted, does not demand blind obedience. Instead, He calls on people to reflect, contemplate, and recognize the truth of His guidance through clear evidence in the world around them. People are invited to approach His teachings with insight, sincerity, and fairness, not through blind imitation, prejudice, or inherited assumptions. Chapter 12 Yusuf, verse 108.
Say, this is my way, I invite to Allah with insight, I and those who follow me.
Moreover, Allah the Exalted alone governs the spiritual heart, the true source of peace and tranquility. He decides who attains contentment, and who does not. Chapter 53 and Najm, verse 43.
And that it is He who makes one laugh and weep.
This truth illustrates that genuine peace of mind cannot be obtained through worldly achievements, possessions, or indulgence in desires. True tranquility comes only from using the blessings one has been given in accordance with divine guidance. Those who align their lives with the commands of Allah, the Exalted, achieve balance of mind, body, and spirit, maintaining clarity and order in all aspects of life. Conversely, those who misuse or neglect their blessings fall into disorder, confusion, and distress, regardless of their outward comforts. Therefore, true serenity, stability, and fulfillment are found only by submitting to the wisdom revealed by Allah, the Exalted, and recognizing that His guidance alone leads to balance, success, and lasting peace in both this world and the hereafter. Chapter 16 and Nahl, verse 97.
Whoever does righteousness, whether male or female, while he is a believer, we will surely cause him to live a good life, and we will surely give them their reward in the hereafter according to the best of what they used to do.
All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds, and may peace and blessings be upon His final messenger, Muhammad, his noble family and companions.